So recently it seems a lot of people are complaining about the B-11 Strikeforce jet, an upcoming aircraft to be added to GT Online through the After Hours DLC. Personally, I think it's a great idea that GT Online is getting such an iconic aircraft added to the game, but at the same time people are complaining about a particular aspect about the plane which I kinda have to agree with. So what is it that people are complaining about, you may be asking? Well, it's a whole matter of the thing that's on the front end of the plane. The real-life A-10 Warthog, which is what the Strikeforce is based off, is considered to be one of the scariest pieces of military hardware known to man, mainly because of its iconic method of attack, the minigun. Now this isn't just your run-of-the-mill minigun, not like miniguns are weak anyways, this is something that shoots insanely massive bullets, like, here's a showcase of some different cartridges that guns fire. If we look at bullet number 11, that's a 50 BMG, that's what the Barrett 50 cal shoots. Now look at number 1, that's what the A-10 Warthog fires. So yeah, there's no doubt that the A-10 Warthog isn't messing around. Actually, the main gun of the Warthog isn't intended for shooting people, because being hit by just one of these things in real life would turn an ordinary man into nothing more than a red mist. And to think that this gun fires off these things at an astonishing 3,900 rounds a minute, it kinda gives you the idea of just how powerful this thing is. Now let's take a look at the B-11 Strikeforce, the game's equivalent. Well, it has the sound, I gotta give it that, but the moment you start hitting targets on the ground, you quickly notice just how pathetic the rate of fire is. They put the sound effect in, which is nice, but the actual rate of fire, the actual amount of bullets that come out of the gun, is just pathetic. It's like if someone made an action movie where the hero is using just an ordinary pistol, but the sound effects of firing have been drastically over-exaggerated. It's also worth noting that the amount of actual firepower that actually comes out of the front chain gun, it's pretty bad. Take a look at this. So why is the plane like this then? For just 3 million we can buy a Hydra which has the gun which is what people are looking for, which is why the Hydra is still considered to be one of the best pieces of hardware for taking down players and cars alike. So why didn't they include it for this aircraft then when it's intentionally designed to be like this? Well, the simple answer is balance. They had to balance out the B-11 Strikeforce in some way so that other jets can still be relevant when this thing is being used in free mode. The problem is that I think Rockstar maybe balanced the jet in the wrong way. Other weapons that the Strikeforce has are the missile barrage and the lock-on homing missiles. It also has access to anti-missile defences like all other planes added after Smuggler's Run, so it is a pretty well equipped plane considering what the game already has, so that's fine. What Rockstar maybe should have done is maybe have the front cannon act like the Hydra's cannon, but in trade maybe remove something else like the rocket barrage. I think a lot of people would be fine with such a trade-off if Rockstar made a future patch which made this change. Or perhaps keep all weapons intact, upgrade the cannon's rate of fire so that it's realistic, but nerf the controllability or the speed in some way. Or perhaps, just maybe, and I always think this when I play games like Call of Duty when all the weapons take like 10 shots to kill an ordinary human, is maybe buff up all the jets. But of course that would lead to other problems like, well, if you're gonna buff up the jets then you also have to buff up everything else like the homing launcher, the Chernobog, all the tanks. It would lead to a situation where absolutely everything would have to be buffed and it would be a completely different game, kind of like initial release and what we have now, and it would just go all out of whack, which is why in the end something had to be nerfed on the B-11 Strikeforce, and that happened to be its main gun. On a side note, if Rockstar actually did go through the effort of buffing up everything in the game to satisfy us, all the previous videos made by me and other GTA YouTubers would be obsolete, and we would have to make new guide videos, which would mean ad revenue, more views, more subscribers. Speaking of which, subscribe now, if not already done so. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone.